Hey there, welcome to Off Duty. I'm Wendy Bounds. Is the long weekend here yet? Well, not soon enough, but stick with us. Tomorrow, Friday, we are taking you fishing right here in New York City. You are never going to believe what you can catch right off the shores of the Bronx. But first, I could have used a pair of these newfangled high-tech glasses. They augment reality, kind of Terminator-like. Maybe all that digital input could have helped me double my catch. Let's take a look.
In the Terminator movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger played a robot whose view of the world is enhanced with digital information about what he's seeing. It's called augmented reality. Well, now augmented reality is no longer just science fiction. An Austrian company called NAP recently began selling a device that places a lens over one eye and helps warehouse workers locate merchandise by flashing arrows on the lens. So it's right on top of their field of vision. The NAP device, which also has a built-in camera that can recognize and highlight certain objects, costs more than $10,000 and is primarily sold to businesses. Until recently, such heads-up display devices have been ugly, bulky, and too expensive for consumers. But such devices will soon enter the consumer market in a big way. Internet giant Google recently said it is developing a device called Google Glass, which it plans to sell next year to individuals for several $100s a piece. The futuristic-looking device places a lens above one eye, allowing people to look above their field of vision for information from the web. This could include weather forecasts or directions to a store, or even a live video chat. However, it's not meant to handle the same augmented reality that we see in the Terminator movies. If you don't want to wait for the Google device, and you happen to be a skier or a snowboarder, you could try Recon Instruments, which makes a GPS goggle that allows wearers to glance below their field of vision to get their current speed, direction, and even text messages while they're on the slopes. The goggles cost $500 or $600, and the company says it has sold tens of thousands of them since 2010. Other companies are developing glasses-like lenses that can transmit digital information from a smartphone or other devices, but without blocking the person's view. One of those companies, Israel-based Loomis, manufactures the lenses used by NAP, the Austrian company that helps warehouse workers. Loomis has made recent improvements, including making the lenses slimmer and less expensive.
Consumers will be more than happy to actually wear these in public. Very discreet look, so nobody will even notice that they have this very cool next generation capability on them.
And as the cost of such lenses comes down, augmented reality could enter the picture. Imagine traveling to Japan and not being able to read Japanese. You might put on a glasses-like device with special clear lenses and connect it to a smartphone. Then you might turn on the Microsoft Bing Translator app, which is available today, and you could potentially translate all the signs in your field of vision without having to hold up the phone. That's not yet possible, of course, but for now, you can use your tablet or smartphone to download augmented reality apps, like the game Ball Invasion, or use Yelp's monocle feature to find out where to eat.
One guy we know who has 20/20 vision, at least when it comes to cars, is Dan Neal. Now this week he is test driving the Toyota Scion. It's small, it's durable, it's even adorable. Let's take a ride.
Hi, I'm Dan Neal with the Wall Street Journal, and this is the Scion IQ. We would call this a microcar in the US, a 10-foot long, smart car-sized vehicle, 4 seats, 11 airbags, 3.5 passenger capacity, which is a whole interesting metric in and of itself. This car will be coming to the US in November. It will cost about $16,000. The thing that makes this car worth having, if you don't count the incredible, insufferable cuteness of it, is turning radius. If your life involves navigating a lot of narrow alleys, this is the car for you. If you deliver pizzas in Hong Kong, if you're an antiques dealer in Charleston, this is your car, because this thing will turn on a dime. 25.7 feet. Actually, even that I think is an error. I think it's tighter than that, because I can turn on a 2-lane road and a lane is 12 feet wide, so that's 24 feet, and I've had no trouble turning on a 2-lane. So a lot of people would look at this car and say, no thanks, it's too small and too light. Well, okay, but there are two things about that. First, bigger and heavier do not always equal safer, frequently just the opposite. And two, cars these days are so much better design, the power of computation in this kind of engineering design and the advances in metallurgy have made new cars just remarkably robust for their weight. This thing only weighs 2,150 pounds. And if that isn't enough, it has 11 airbags. 4 in the seats, 2 overhead, knee bolsters front, a big one in the back. You can understand why, because the passenger's head would be about 4 or 5 inches from the rear glass. So when this thing goes off, it'll go off like a piece of popcorn, which is footage I'd actually like to see.
Always a wild ride with Mr. Dan Neal, but let's slow things down a little bit. I don't know, maybe a cup of tea. Our test kitchen has picked out 5 perfect tea kettles for you. Cheers. That's it for Off Duty today. Now tomorrow I will meet you aboard the Island Current, where you will meet Big John and the gang and learn how you can spend the day reeling in the big ones along the Bronx Riviera. I'm Wendy Bounds. I'll see you tomorrow.